everybody. Welcome to Living a Healthy Lifestyle Show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie K. And I have a special guest on today that's going to tell her story. We have Barbara Doeringer on, and a little bit about Barbara. She's in Isotonics. She's working with people's skin. And welcome to the show, Barbara.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Glad to
Tell
be here.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, and a lot of people have heard about the groundhog. So I was born in Punxsutawney, where the groundhog lives. And I lived there most of my life, but relocated to Florida in '99 because my two children came down before I did after graduating from Penn State. My son has been working for Disney now for 28 years, and my daughter came down and originally worked for them as well. But upon coming to Florida, I left the banking institution, which I worked at for a good 17 years in Pennsylvania. And I started my career in real estate, believe it or not. So 26 years later, I am still my own broker of my own little company, but I've decided with all the changes that have happened in the past, and everybody understands what that is with compensation and the lawsuits, it hasn't been fun anymore. And a couple of years ago, I was introduced to Market America and their products. So I've made the transition this year. I'm going to slide out of real estate by the end of the year and concentrate mainly on my wealth and health, health and wellness products is what I'm trying to say. And also expanded it into skincare and cosmetics.
Yay. Well, that was the first question. Why did you go from the interest in real estate to the wellness market? Health and wellness is huge right now. So,
It
can,
is, yes. And our
can you?
company just partnered with Gary Brecka. I don't know if you've heard of Gary Brecka, but he's very, very popular online with millions of followers. And he's called the human biologist. He's really, really been amazing at the products that he has created as well. So what he's calling it is Make America Healthy Again, the Maha movement.
Oh, wow. I love that. I say that in all my things and try to be really careful about it, but I say it. So can you explain what isotonics means and why you promote these products?
Yeah, isotonic means the same pressure as we have in the human body, that moves the body's blood and plasma and everything through the body. So it's a powder that is mixed with water because it has to have the same osmotic pressure to go through the body. So when you drink something that's isotonics, it's always you drink it. And so the body absorbs it up to 90 to 95% within 20 minutes. Where when you take the tablets or the pill forms, they are usually filled with plastics or fillers or, who knows what all, and they don't always break down and you don't get uh, what you're supposed to get from them. A lot of people, there's been x-rays taken that the pills are still whole in the intestines, that haven't broken down at all. So people that are taking those over-the-counter pills, I'm not saying that they're all bad, but you don't get the same absorption that you do with isotonics. So that's why I
Oh,
promote it.
wow. So what is the difference between nutrimetrics and isotonics?
Nutrimetrics and isotonics are the same basic products, but I became what's called a nutrimetrics consultant. You have to have certain certification because what that means is I can work specifically with healthcare professionals that have their own businesses, like doctors or chiropractors or massage therapists or whoever that want to promote all healthy products. And the nutrimetrics label is different from isotonics because that's specifically for the healthcare professionals because they can do what we call a cocktail blend of products for a certain patient, where with just the isotonics we cannot do that. They also have through the program what's called a gene snip DNA program that they can have a patient take, and then that tells them specifically what products would be the best to promote to them. So same products, but different different people that use them.
Talk a little bit about that, the DNA. That's very interesting.
I don't know that much about the DNA gene snip because I don't have access to it because only the health professionals do. But it's a really great, it's like a quiz that they take that they answer certain questions about their health. And then that determines, the results determine what products can be recommended to them by the doctors, the healthcare professionals. So it's a really unique quiz and product that they get to use.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you were a realtor and you're going into the health and wellness industry.
Right.
That is so awesome. A lot of people are doing that. They're revamping, they're redoing themselves, redoing their businesses.
Yeah.
Um,
Now
so
is the time. 2020 changed a lot of things, as we all know. And then since then, there's just been so much going on, in the country with the economy. Everything is, there's so much changing. So you kind of have to think, okay, being my own boss in whatever you choose to do is probably a good direction to go in because nobody can lay you off, nobody can fire you. It's not always easy because it takes a lot of income on your part to get started, to invest, but the investment is well worth it if you find the right company, the right department, the right direction that you want to go in. The reason I love Market America is because they have 12 different divisions within their company, which a lot of people don't realize. There's the wellness division, which I promote. There's the cosmetics division called Motives. There's a jewelry division. There is the skincare division called Lemire de Vie. We have a website division. People can sell websites through Market America. We have a shop financial division with a very unique debt program called the Debt Shredder for people who are deeply in debt, that we have a program that we can get them out. There's just a wealth of different directions that you can go in, and it's amazing. So there's a lot of opportunity there.
what programs do you work in mostly with Market America?
I actually am certified in the debt program as well.
Oh,
I
yay.
I actually called it Whip That Debt because my real estate company was Whip It Properties. And
Okay.
I'm still certified to do that. I have helped some clients, into the program. And it's very involved to talk about it. So I don't really want to get into deep right now. But for anybody that might be interested, I could definitely get them into, some information on how the program basically is like a GPS. It's a financial GPS where it dictates to you like a GPS does every turn to make, everything to do in that program. And as long as you follow the prompts, it it calculates when the exact date and when you need to pay off a debt so that it saves you all the interest. Timing is the critical factor, which the banks don't tell you. They give you a due date and they give you a minimum payment due, but this program actually prompts you on what debt to pay, when to pay it, and exactly how much to pay on that debt. And it's not that you have to change your income. You don't have to change, anything about the debt structure that you have. You just have to follow the prompts and it will save you thousands in interest and get you out of debt a lot quicker.
Yeah. So growing up, is this what you always wanted to do was work into real estate and also work into the health and wellness field? Is that something that you
You
always wanted
know,
to do?
my goal initially was to be in teaching, and I went to Penn State in elementary education, but then I switched into business before the end of that. But what's been amazing is in every field that I've done since, I've taught in some manner. When I was in banking, I got my degree from the American Institute of Banking, and I taught banking classes. Then, when I got into real estate, I got certified in that to do training and development with new agents that just got their license. And of course, when you get your license, you don't have a clue what to do and what the next step is. So I trained new agents. And now that I'm in the wellness department, I have a team, and I train them, on how to do it and what to use in what we call our back office, and how to build a team. I actually have a holistic doctor on my team right now, and I have a menopause nurse on my team. So
Yay.
it's really amazing when people really see what this is and how it works and how you can build a great business with it. It's amazing. More people are jumping on board because of the wellness movement, and they're seeing that things that are happening in our country are just not healthy, and we've got to take it among ourselves to do what we need to do to educate people that there are other ways, there are better ways, of making yourself healthier and living a longer life without all these health issues and all these drugs that are advertised. We even
Oh,
have a product right now for people that are taking the GLP-1 shots, to lose weight or for diabetes or whatever. And it's called Go Trim Thin, THIN. And what it is it's a product that helps the body manufacture its own GLP-1, so that you can get away from those shots. It's so much less expensive. It's a healthier way to do it. There's alternatives. People just don't know that.
yeah, just like when, I work with a company that does the same thing in holistic, and this is the future, right?
It is. Make
So
make
it's
America healthy again. Yes, that's what we need to concentrate on, because that's why so many people are dying so much younger.
no.
I mean, they don't, it's not necessary. They just don't know that there are other alternatives, better ways.
And you wanted to be a teacher, and that's exactly what you're doing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm teaching in different ways. I've just never taught in an actual classroom, but yeah, the education that I'm getting on the wellness products and even in the skincare and cosmetics, there's tons and tons of cosmetics and skincare out there, and I'm not saying anything negative about any of them, but you have to be careful of what chemicals and what ingredients are in them,
Mm.
because people don't usually read into that. They don't research what's in it. They buy a product because somebody referred it to them, or they saw an advertisement, or they tried it and liked it. But what they don't understand is, that there's sometimes parabens, and there's different chemicals and different things that what's the other thing that we have? There's just, I'm looking at what we have. What we have is just pure minerals. It's all natural things that you put on your face, that you put in your body. Vitamins and minerals. Those are the critical ingredients. And our cosmetics and our skincare, that's all it has. Is minerals and natural plant products in them.
Well, I can look at your skin and tell that, Barbara. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you. And I will say that I am 76 years old.
No way.
Yes, and I've not had any facelifts. I've not had any Botox. I've not had anything done. I've just taken the natural products, and I use the natural skincare and the natural cosmetics. And I'm not just doing this for a sales pitch. I just 100% believe that's what's keeping me healthy, and that's what's keeping my skin good. And I discovered products that I didn't even know we had that actually fade out your age spots, which I've had, on the sides of my face. And I know through a Zoom you can't really see totally, but they've really faded them for me, in a natural way,
Hmm.
without using anything else. So yeah, I'm just trying to educate people, that if they've got a certain condition, whether it's psoriasis, whether it's, rosacea, whether it's acne, whether it's any kind of a skin issue, we have products, we have protocols with our products that not only the skincare products, but the isotonics products that will also help with that condition. So it's a combination of both skincare and isotonics products. So it's just great. I love it.
I love the fact that there's minerals and plants and all that because that's where God started in
Exactly.
the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
Um, and we really need to go back to that. So I totally agree with you. Like good old-fashioned coconut oil and
Yes.
organic things that are really healthy for you.
That's
So what
right. And
what
everything we have is either plant-based or like we use pignogenol, which is used, from pine bark. Actually, we get it from an exclusive pine bark tree over in France. And we're one of the only companies that have access to that.
Oh wow. And that comes in your skincare?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that was the next thing I was going to ask you is the different brands of skincare or makeup that you have.
Our skincare line, we have different products, again, depending on it's called Lumiere de Vie, or we have what's called Skin Intelligence. And it depends on the issue that you have, whether you have dry skin, whether you have sensitive skin, whether you have some of the skin conditions that I mentioned before, whether you have some kind of acne or you have I know people that have rosacea even at an older age, that makes the skin red, the redness. So it depends, but we have several different product lines, that it depends on what your issue is. But it's all under, like when you go out to my website, if you put in, skincare, it'll bring up, a whole big line of different different types that you can use. And I can't say that there's one any better than the other because again, it depends on your issue.
And isn't it true that we work in ministry no matter what it is that we do, whether it's skincare or healthcare or just whatever it is, even in real estate? Did you find that you were working with clients that really, really needed you? And can you give us an example of a client where their life was just transformed and you're looking at them like, wow, look what God did. Look what this product did. Look what this did to this person by educating them and they didn't know.
Right. Well, when you're working with people that are wanting to buy a home, of course, right now it's more difficult than ever because of prices and things that have changed. But, you know, I dealt a lot with seniors, believe it or not. When I was first into real estate, I actually worked for a builder that was building a 55 plus community. And then my husband and I actually built a home there as well. So then what we did was we talked to a lot of people and listed their homes for sale when situations in their life changed. So we did a lot of business there. What was really nice about that was that from age 55 to say 70, your life can change drastically because you may have now all of a sudden a spouse passes away or a death in the family, or now you have a health issue that you didn't have before, or your finances change for some reason.
Or you get a divorce.
Exactly. Yes. And that does happen in that age group more than people know.
I know.
So you've got a life-changing event that you need your hand held through it. And you really need someone who is around the same age, who understands and has the vendors and the processes to help you through it. People that I knew that could help people pack things up, that they didn't have to do it themselves. People that they didn't know where they could go for assisted living or who could help them, if they could no longer live in their home. People that, could help them with downsizing or upsizing, whatever the case may be. People that needed to move in with family, helping the family maybe get a bigger home where they could all live together. But there was just so many different avenues that I could go down with the senior population because of all the life changes that happen. And I did help one person that had lost a spouse, didn't have a clue, what to do next, had never managed her own finances, which we also run across quite a bit with women. Excuse me. And, I was very, very happy to be able to help her through each particular step that she needed, one step at a time, with finding somebody that could help her, excuse me, finding somebody that could help her with her finances, finding somebody that knew, the right resources for seniors in how they make that transition from their own home to assisted living, the whole way through. And she ended up, just flourishing with all the changes that we helped her make. And it was just a very rewarding experience to be able to do that.
Yeah, and then helping her with the skincare too and the health care. I mean, we have so many different things that we can help people with.
That's right. That's right. A lot of different directions that we can go in. And that's why I love what I'm doing now because, not just real estate helping people with homes, but there's so many people, even younger people, who are suffering with a health issue.
Mhm.
And a lot of it has to do with the way we eat. A lot of it has to do with the preservatives, that are put in our food. There's just, there's a better way. And what I love about we have a great weight loss program, even too.
Yeah,
That
tell us about that.
the weight loss program is called Go Trim Slim. And it's what I love about it is that not only do we have all the natural products and shakes and things that we can put people on, but we have hundreds and hundreds of recipes that they have access to. It's no different eating. I mean, it's no different buying a food. It's the food that we buy, but it's different ways of cooking it, different ways of fixing it, different ways of using the vegetables, cooking at home more, with the right
Mhm.
kind of oils like coconut oil, the healthier oils.
Yeah,
Like for instance, one of the things that I made the other week was called zucchini hash browns.
I
And
love that.
they're delicious, and I had them for dinner, but then I had some left over, so I had them for breakfast. But I never even thought of making anything like that, but that was one of the recipes. Another one of the recipes are these, instead of always eating the snacks that have all this sugar, which I'm trying very, very hard to get off of because I've been a sugar queen for a long time.
Me too.
I mean, sugar, I just gravitate to sugar, but I'm trying to nix that. And they have a recipe for muffins that the muffins are made with our vanilla shake, the Go Trim vanilla shake. So you use that. So there's no flour, no sugar, nothing in it. And you mix that, with an egg and some spices, like cinnamon and some shredded apple and just a few little things. And you bake those and they're delicious. And
Mhm.
they're so healthy because there's no flour, no sugar, none of that in it. So it's just learning to eat a different way and trying some of these recipes, which a lot of them are very easy, very quick. It takes about 15 minutes to make the muffins.
Wow, I would love to look at those recipes. So the isotonic shake that you're talking about, that's the vanilla shake. Um, is there pea plant in it? Pea plant, there's like a ingredient that I get at Sprouts and it's pea something or another
To be
and
honest with you, I
made with
don't know
plants.
exactly what all is in it. I would have to look at the label. I just know that, they're very, very healthy. And I'm a picky eater. I've always been. There's a lot of things I don't like the taste of, but these shakes are not chalky,
Yeah.
and not, you know what I mean. Some of them are just not that good tasting, but these shakes are very, very good to drink. There's chocolate, there's vanilla, and also during the fall months, we had a pumpkin flavor, which was delicious.
Oh, I wish I could have been trying that. I love
Not
pumpkin.
sure if they still have that out there. I think it's kind of like seasonal, but it was very, very good. And you could make pumpkin muffins, with it. There was a lot of different
Oh,
recipes with that too. So, yeah, there's just so much. Like I said, there's so much to this company, so many divisions. The weight loss is another one of the 12 divisions that I
wow.
hadn't mentioned.
So why don't you go ahead and send all your information out there so we can show our viewers on how they can get in touch with you and if they want to try some of these beautiful products or some of your services.
Well, my website is shop.com shop.com/Barb's Best. That's BARBS BEST. And that's important because otherwise you won't be with my particular website. If you go into just shop.com, you're going to get anybody, it's not going to come to me. But what's nice about shop.com, which is also affiliated with Market America, we've got thousands of partner stores that you already shop at, whether it's J.C. Penney's or Macy's or, Home Depot or whatever, Marshall's. They're on there. And if you go into shop.com/Barb's Best, you get cash back for shopping
Oh,
on that
wow.
platform at the same stores that you would order from anyway. I went on to Vistaprint this week and ordered some new business cards. Vistaprint is on shop.com. So there's thousands of stores. You get cash back. It's a win for me because I get credit for the sale. It's just an amazing platform. And it has the stores, it has all of our products. Anything that you put out there as a search, it will come up, if it's skincare, if it's, cosmetics. I didn't even mention Custom Blend. We're the only company that has Custom Blend foundation. And I'm working with that too. And what's good about that is, again, it's all minerals. It's all chemical free. It's something that I can formulate from scratch. We've got additives. We've got basically the basic skin tone. We've got several to match the skin as good as we can. But we've got sunscreen that I can add. I've got additives. I've got toners. I've got derivatives, that can go in that to make the Custom Blend foundation match your skin perfectly, which you can't find in any store.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Barbara, I really enjoyed all of your knowledge and all the things that you do, and reinvented yourself from the real estate world to the
Yeah,
health and wellness world, and making America healthy again is a huge campaign that a lot of companies are working on.
that's right.
And so we really enjoyed that information. And everybody, look at her website again. Throw your website out one more time, or any information before we end the show.
Shop.com/Barb's Best. BARBS BEST.
All right. And to our viewers, we want to thank you for joining Living a Healthy Lifestyle Show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie K. Until next time, God bless.